Welcome to the Polyglot Programming channel. So today we are going to solve two sum problem on LeetCode. It is the first problem. So the problem says that given an array of integers and an integer target, return indices of two numbers such that they add up to the target. What does that mean? So we'll have a group of numbers in array. We'll also have the one number which will be the addition of any two numbers. Okay, so we just need to return what are those indices which is giving a target number additions. Okay, so let's see. The first one is a brute force operation. So this is how we'll go. If you need to resolve this, or sorry, okay, so there are two approaches. First is of course brute force approach. So we'll try to solve this by brute force. So for example, let's say we have an array of 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and the target number is, let's say, 5. Okay, so what we'll do, first we'll write for loop. What will be the starting number? So starting, we'll start with a 0. So the first index of the array is 0, so we'll start with the length. We'll just find out the length of this array is equal to dot length. Okay, and so what we are going to do, we'll just check first is the first and the second element addition is giving the value as a 5 or not. So that is our approach, and after that, if it is wrong, then we'll go for a next element with first and 3. If it is wrong, then first and 4. So in this way we'll be looping our for loop. So for that, what we need to write, so we have to write one for loop which will just iterate over the first value, and the second for loop which will iterate from the second element. Okay, of length less than equal to length minus 1, and we'll be incrementing it by 1. Okay, so again for loop which will be, this time we'll use j as a parameter. So we don't need to start with 0, we can because as per the question, if you can see here, they are just saying you may assume that each input would have exactly one solution and you may not use the same element twice. Okay, so you are getting, we don't have to use same element, so for this value should not be used again, right? So we should start from the one thread, we'll iterate till last element. So yes, length less than equal to will fail. Okay, less than okay, then I plus plus j plus plus. Okay, here we need to, so this is our second for loop. We'll just write if condition if I plus j is equal to target. So here we'll just use t, and then sysart. So this solves our problem. I think we are good. If not, if you don't find anything, then what? Then just after this for loop points over here, then just sysart, no value found, no index. Okay, so this is our brute force approach. Now what is the time complexity over here? Is big O of n into n, that is n square. Okay, and the space complexity would be, we are not using any extra variable, so it would be big O of 1. Okay, so the next approach would be using HashMap. So now how HashMap work, we can have a key and value. So in a key, what we'll put the values of the arrays, and in value we'll put index of that array. Okay, so let's declare the HashMap. Okay, and what we are going to check, we will just see, let's say 1 is the number, we'll minus that number from our target value and we'll get a 4 number. Okay, so we'll check that 4 is present in our HashMap or not. So we can use HashMap contains key. So there we can get what is the index value of the 4, that is the 4, and we'll get the value. Okay, this is a very simple approach, but thing is, at the time of interview it is really difficult to get it, means how we can solve it. So if you have the practice, we can do that. So let's say for loop, just copy this for loop. Okay, and here we'll check the integer target is equal to, just put index of a target minus num of I. Okay, so here we got the subtraction value. Then if index map contains key of index, that index is present there, then we are good. We'll just return this out of index map dot get of index comma I. This is our logic for this, and if we don't find it, then just add index map dot put what is our key. Our key is I, and the num of I, that will be our key, and the value will be I. I hope you guys understood what exactly we are doing here, right? We'll try this on Eclipse. Okay, so what exactly we are doing here, we have declared a hash map, then we are looping over how many numbers are there, and then we are just doing the target minus number 1, and then if that contains key, just returning the array. So just see how to declare the array. I'm telling you guys, while the interview we don't have practice to declare any array or something like that, we just write it using Eclipse, so it is quite difficult to think at that time. So the way of declaration array is very simple. Okay, so we'll try this approach in LeetCode. Let's see what we are getting. So I think numbers, this thing is number, and the target is target. Let's try to run code. Okay, accepted. Let's see how much point we get.